What's up, guys? Welcome. Good morning. Your FieldChoice.com daily hit and run show. Pete Cole here, running solo. Wednesday morning, double slate today. We have an early slate at 1 p.m., 6 games, and then a 5-game slate tonight at 7. We're just gonna go over the night slate today on the show. So once again, welcome to FieldChoice.com. That was kind of a blah entrance, but trade deadline yesterday, exciting day, cool day. It was a good day to be home, watching all the trades go off and all that. Good day. Actually, I'm seeing on all the sites. We had the Phil's Choice had a pretty good day. Our cash hit, all the cores hit, GPP core hit. I stacked the Yankees last night. Did really well with that. We also made a nice little lineup with Waino and Strider with the Yankee stack, and that came through. Did really well on that. Our punt catcher did well. Valoria hit that home run in the 9th inning, which kind of boosted my scores. So it's been going well. I see some PrizePicks winners on there. PrizePicks we'll be back. Mark will be back in the PrizePicks room, I think, really soon. He was moving, and he should be back doing that, but especially for college football and all that. College football starts in 3 weeks? Something like that. NFL starts. So we have like a couple weeks of just MLB, and then it's all about MLB, college football, and NFL. Tomorrow, 12:15 p.m., we're doing me, Riley Drexler, who's our soccer guy. We're going to do an EPL show for EPL soccer Saturday morning. Gervais is also going to be on with us. He's our betting guy. So it's going to be a 3-man show, 12:15 p.m. It'll also be recorded. But any of you soccer people, check us out. In EPL starts this weekend, so I'm pretty excited about that. We've had some really good season at EPL here at YFC and Daily Fantasy Solutions and so on. All right, so trade deadline, crazy, right? Padres built a 27 Yankee offense. I still think they should have went for a frontline pitcher, but Padres are stacked right now. My man Jerickson Profar had a huge day yesterday. I'll be playing him again today. I've been rolling Profar now for a while on GBPs, and he's a stud. So as long as he doesn't lose any playing time, we're cool in San Diego. All right. Anybody watching solo? Give me some comments. Tell me what's going on. You Discord, your Fielder's discord.gg/your Fielder's Choice. That's our Discord. We have a lot of free stuff in Discord too, but mostly premium, $25 a month. What's up, James Grande? $25 a month, all sports. My head's all over the place here today. So show all this trade deadline stuff. Don Day, what's going on? Yeah, they don't need a frontline team. They got brain injury. I still think, and we had a debate yesterday in the Discord. I still think that you can build all these series you want. You still need frontline pitching. To me, Joe Musgrove is not a World Series ace. You will never be a number 1 World Series ace. I mean, do they have a decent staff? Yeah, but you need a DeGrom, Mad Max staff, something like that. And Musgrove and you are not going to carry a team to the World Series with Cleb Dog in there. Who else they got pitching? Blake Snell. I honestly, to me, overall talent, I think Blake Snell is the most talented of all of them. If you can get his shit together, we've all seen what Blake Snell can do, and he's actually pitching today. I mean, Darvish looked like trash yesterday. And the idiot I am, I played a lot of Showdown yesterday. I saved, forgetting it was trade deadline. I played a lot of Showdown that early slate. You was my captain, and I got slapped around. Sorry. So how do you guys want to do this today? Anybody's watching? You want to do this every? It's only 5 games. I was thinking maybe going game by game quick, do some pitching, and then maybe game by game, and then maybe we can track back and do by position, something like that. You should just jump down. I could have today. All right, pitching. 5-game slate. When I say 8, 5-game slate, I think it's 5 games. I think FanDuel is running 5 games also, right? Unless they're getting the Miami game. But we're looking at 5 games on DK. Ohtani finally priced right. DK finally did something smart, and finally got up to 10K. Ohtani's a man. He's going to be the chalk here. He's a dude. Wait, I'm going to pitch, and I didn't even look at Vegas yet. Sorry. I said this traded line got me all screwed up yesterday. So let's go back to Vegas before we even start. I don't think there's any weather problems either. I'm not off to a good start here today. My family's away, and all right, so I don't see any major weather to look at. So Chicago, St. Louis, that's possible. Storms likely moving in during the game. Per Kevin Roth, Rotogrinders. Slow moving, he says. They should. He's talking about this could be half a game. Oh, they could get half a game and then a washout. Need to pay attention to this game. Cubs and Cards. So I don't like that. I don't like 4. I love 5-game slates. 5-game slates is right in my wheelhouse, but 4 games gets a little dicey. To me, that's a perfect slate tonight, 5 games. Like last night, 14 games, whatever. I don't like that. Just way too many. My brain is not wired to that many games. 5 games, perfect. So pay attention to Cubs and Cards for tonight. Now let's go to Vegas. 7 p.m. slate looks like right now the 2 teams above 5 implied runs. The Padres 5.3 with this 27 Yankee offense, which everybody's saying. I still don't think it. Brewers 5.2 against Pittsburgh. I was just going over some of these splits with Brewers, but I don't know. But they're 5.2. And you got the Cards 4.7, Angels 4.3, and the Dodgers only 4.3 because my man Alex Cobb's pitching tonight. When Alex Cobb's pitches, the ball goes to the ground, and we get DFS points. So Padres, Brewers are our 2 main offenses per Vegas. On the money line, Padres minus 133. That's a pretty damn big spread. And Blake Snell's that's a Blake Snell game. Blake Snell's only 7-9. And once again, we've all seen what Blake Snell can do. And Blake Snell is on one of the best pitchers in baseball. But boy, he's off. He loses that command. Then the Angels minus 230 Ohtani game. And then we have another team under minus 200, which is the Brewers minus 215. And because my man Freddie Peralta's coming back. He's not stretched out fully, I don't think, though. If I remember, I think he only had 50 pitches on his last rehab start. So you can't expect Freddie to go no more than, 60, 65 pitches today. Brewers no big favorites, minus 215 over the hapless Pirates. Then you get the Cards minus 180, Miles McCollum. I kind of like McCollum tonight. And then the Dodgers minus 162, Julio Urias over the Giants, who just got rid of another one of my guys. Oh my God, I just drew a blank. The first baseman went to the Mets. Whatever. So the Giants are already packing in on the season. Okay, that's Vegas. Okay, so now back to pitching. So Ohtani's your guy. I don't see too much ownership out yet. It really doesn't matter on this slate. But Darren Ruff, thanks, James. Yeah, I can't. We'll get into Peralta in a second. I totally get what you're saying there. Darren Ruff, one of my KBO guys from way back. I don't see any ownership yet, but it's Ohtani. Ohtani is going to be your. No, I do have some ownership now. Ohtani's your top guy pitcher in cash. You got in a 10K or not, you got to roll him. Now I may fade him in some GBPs just to be away from that chalk. And we have seen Ohtani implode, but this is the A's best pitcher of the slate, highest upside pitcher of the slate, facing the A's. Like I just saw a note on RG. Don't overthink this. Run Ohtani's number 1. I have no idea about the cheat sheet. You got to ask G in the chat, Don Day. I'm not sure if they're doing one for early, but just ask them in the chat. Ohtani's your SP1. SP2, where are we going to roll? Maybe this is where we get different somewhere. If we're going to look at ownership, it's all about Julio Urias going up against the Giants, who are watered down now. Overall, probably the second best pitcher of the slate. Been pitching well lately. Over the last month, 332 Sierra, 1.3 walk per 9. So Giants are watered down now. I have Urias in a lot of season long. Last 5 starts, 0.82 whip. That's good. Nothing wrong with that. ERA of 2.89, 3.40 FIP, K per 9, 8.7. Would like to see that a little bit higher, but do like the 1.4 K rate or walk per 9 over the last 5 starts, whatever. Remember, he's not an overpowering pitcher. He's like, he feels his way to the lineup kind of type of guy. He should have a decent start today, and I see why he's going to be a second only pitcher. But I may be different. This may be a way to get. I saw that, Eric. I was trying not to. Now you got me all screwed up. So Urias says the SP2. This may be a spot to get different because I don't think he's a shoo-in. Alex Cobb. I love Alex Cobb. I'll play Alex Cobb on every slate. He's one of my guys. He's him and Kyle Gibson. We know Cobb can get blown up, but I really think Cobb is a decent contrarian play tonight against the Dodgers. You can all laugh what you want. Yes, it's the mighty Dodgers. All that. Alex Cobb knows how to pitch. These X-ray guys, Snell, Cobb, these guys know how to pitch in the majors. 60.9% ground ball rate. That's damn elite. 60.9. That's saying six at every ball he throws is gonna hit the ground. 3.18 xFIP, elite. 25% strikeout rate. Nothing wrong with that. 6% walk rate. Alex Cobb. I'm not saying I love him tonight. I'm not saying to use him in cash, but I think he's in a good spot tonight, especially in GPPs. He's not going to be owned at all because he's playing the Dodgers, and a good way to be different. And, if he blows up at the Dodgers, you got to expect that. I like Alex Cobb tonight, especially as one of my top GPP plays. Who else got? McCollus. He's like kind of a blah guy, but I'm going to use him tonight. I think he's actually a decent spot against the Cubs, striking out 22% against righties. In Busch Stadium, pitch-friendly park. The Cubs actually has a decent team whoop against righties, but they will strike out. McCollus has struggled last 5 starts. Let me see, 4.30 in the fifth, 3.62 ERA, not great. Doesn't walk batters, doesn't strike people out, but he's a decent cash play tonight. He's got a floor, not much of a ceiling. I would have no problem going to Tony McCollus if I wanted to, but he's probably down like my 4th guy. But he's in play. And then we look at Blake Snell. I think Blake Snell is another guy that could actually be a really sneaky play tonight. Blake Snell against Colorado. Which Blake Snell is going to show up, the good or bad. I mean, he's actually 4 of his last 5 starts have been over 25% DK. He's actually pitching really well. The only bad start was at Coors. So Colorado does not strike out. This Colorado offense is sneaky decent. 18.6% K rate, not bad. 337 Wilbur versus lefties, not bad. So Snell is, to me, the biggest question mark of the night is Blake Snell. I'm going to use him with some GBPs. I think it's a good spot. But don't sleep on these Rockies, even away from Coors. And Freddie Peralta, which we just said that James just mentioned it in the chat also. He stretched out. I think his last game was 50 pitches. We said he's going to probably see 65. If this was a stretched out Peralta, he'd probably be a top player. I would maybe even play him over Ohtani tonight. He's going against Pittsburgh. We all know Peralta's a stud, but like James just mentioned in the chat, DeGrom last night, 59 pitches, and he was supposed to go like 75. Peralta's a stud. Now, maybe use him in some GBPs. I used DeGrom last night in some GBPs to be different because he's not going to be owned. I'm seeing 32% ownership projected. I don't see it going anywhere near that. People realize that Peralta's not stretched out. And then the rest is garbage. Chad Kuhl hasn't been pitching well. Justin Steele I've seen Steele pitch some good games, but boy, when Steele gets in trouble, he gets in trouble quick. He implodes quickly. And James Krapillian, he was a fantasy darling there for a very slight time. Had a decent game. Last game against the White Sox. Decent game against the White Sox away. He pitched good. He also pitched good on the road with Seattle. He seemed to me, I'm looking at splits, like more of a decent road pitcher. Krapillian. He's at the Dodgers. So maybe he is a decent spot. The Dodgers striking out 30% right now against righties. 5.7. Interesting. I'm not using them, but Krapillian, I guess, could be playing GBPs. Against a team that strikes out almost 30% of the time of righties. 280 Woba bad. 127 ISO bad. The Dodgers lineup is only hitting 150 versus Caprillion. I mean, the Angels lineup is only hitting 150 versus Caprillion. So he's not in a bad spot. But I would rather not a bad price. But I'm gonna be dealing with I'm gonna rake him Ohtani 1. Cash, I would say if I'm just gonna roll cash right now, the slate starts right now, I'm probably gonna roll Ohtani Urias. That's a lot of money though, $19K. And we all know Urias could implode. I really like Ohtani Cobb. No, Ohtani Snell in cash. Now in GPP, Ohtani Cobb. And then I'm mixing and matching Urias and all that. I hope I'm making sense. And that's what I mean. You just said that Jake has been sneaky, and I was ready to blow up Caprillion and dick slap him. Then I realized I'm looking at his logs. I'm like, you know what? Not too bad. And it's the Dodgers. 21 DK points against the White Sox, 16 against Texas. Remember, this is only a 5-7 pitcher. So even at Texas at 15, and we're getting 3 or 4 times his salary. So 5 games, that's what we're looking at. Ohtani's going to be the guy, and then where you go to SP2 is going to be really important. And cash and GPP. I'm probably going to play more GPP tonight. And that's the lock. It's the bottom line. Okay, let's just do game by game to be a little bit different. And then I'll circle around the best plays. So the first game is Milwaukee versus Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh. We said it's a Peralta game. Favorites. Maybe I should probably pull up the Vegas here. I'm not used to going game by game. And of course, we all know that Milwaukee is favored. Second highest implied total tonight. 5.2 implied. Pittsburgh's only 3.5 runs implied. Milwaukee minus 215 favorite. So any main guys we want from this slate? I was all over Colton Wong yesterday. I wrote him up and stuff, and on all the sites I was at as a top value, and he came through with a home run. So you can thank me for Colton Wong. And then I go and play Polanco in my cash. Like a retail. I mean, like, oh my God. But Wong was a really good spot last night. And I decided to go Polanco last second. I fell into the talk, and I shouldn't be talking to other people or watching other stuff before lock. It just screws up my own thinking. Lesson learned last night. Okay, so any BVP here? Nothing huge on BVP. Peralta beating nothing really. Okay, now just looking at any splits, especially in metrics. You got a bunch of these guys hit righties. Adames, Tellez, Renfroe, all your top, and Tyrone Taylor. All those guys are over like 250 ISO. So Adames, good spot. Rowdy Tellez, you play Rowdy Tellez against righties, of course. Yeah, Bruiser, good spot. Colton Wong, 221. Colton Wong's at the best WOBA on the team, 366. Definitely you can stack the Bruiser. We got guys like Adames, 48% fly ball rate. Hunter Renfroe, 46% fly ball. Urias, 44. Tyrone Taylor, all these guys, high 40s fly ball rate. And Tyler Betty's a ground ball pitcher. Whew. This could be some fireworks here. Like the Brewers more and more. And I'm looking at these stats. I mean, Betty at 5.30 xFIP. He doesn't miss bats, 13% K rate, 9%. He walks guys, 9%. This guy is trash. Accident waiting to happen. Lock the Brewers in tonight. Now I'm seeing why they're such a high implied. On the other side, Pittsburgh, Peralta, and once again, we never know what we're gonna get from Peralta. It's his first game back. He's only gonna see half the game. Brewers decent bullpen. If I'm playing anybody on this team, wait, there's a BVP here. And I think we do have a BVP actually in Brian Reynolds. Brian Reynolds is 7 for 16 off of Peralta. 7 for 16. That's pretty. BVPs last night. Jonathan Scope came through again for us. Javi Baez. Certain BVPs. Scope always seems to come through as BVPs. Brian Reynolds, 7 for 16. Pretty good BVP. And same with Kevin Newman, 5 for 11. So I have no problem doing a sneaky Pittsburgh stack tonight against Peralta, and then he's going to leave like the 4th inning, but get Reynolds and Newman in there. O'Neal Cruz, really nice ISO against righties, 262. Because when you're looking at ISO, you have anybody over like 220, you got over 220, you got pretty near elite ISO. O'Neal Cruz is 262. All right, so if I'm going to stack the Pirates, I'm going to do like a little wraparound with probably like O'Neal Cruz, and then I'm going back up to like Newman Reynolds. And man, when Brent Gamble is your cleanup hitter, you got problems. Okay, that's that game. Lock the Brewers in, stack them up. You like the Brewers. All really nice Wobas in that team. And then the ISOs is Colton Wong. See this picture to see what you can do. What you say? The Brewers haven't seen this picture this season. You can do. I mean, we've seen the Brewers lay down and do nothing, right? So, but just looking at straight advanced metrics, just on this season, man, they got some high ISOs: 251, 279, 268, 230. All against righties. Brewers crush righties. So sneaky stack Pittsburgh. If I'm running 20 lineups, I'm going to have a Pittsburgh stack in there. Probably 2. Brewers, I'm running 20 lineups. I'm going to have probably 10. All right, let's go on to the next game. Next game we got is the Cubs at Cardinals. This is the game we have some possible rain that may not get through the whole game. So we got to pay attention to this during the day. Cardinals 4.7 implied. Cubs 3.5 implied. Cardinals minus 180 favorite. This is the McCullough game. McCullough's a decent, more of a better real-life pitcher than DFS pitcher. But you can definitely use him. You can use him in cash even too, but you can use GPPs. I'm not going to use him. He doesn't have a strikeout potential I like, but McCullough is not a bad play. Okay, on the Cubs side, Ian Happ, Wilson Contreras are back there. So all of a sudden, they're not a horrible team here. We thought they were going to be. McCullough's numbers are not great. Now I'm looking. I mean, we know he doesn't strike people out sub 20% K rate. That 4.36 FIP is not good. XFIP, decent walk rate. So who are we looking at in the Cubs lineup? Patrick Wisdom, Chris Morel, and a sneaky play if he gets a start tonight is Zach McKinstry. Zach McKinstry does well against certain righties, and McCullough is a certain righty that he could actually do well against. One thing I like about McCullough, he's got a big mixture of pitchers. He throws a fastball, he throws a slider, sinker, and I believe he's got like a knuckle curve. So I like to have against McCullough, but Zach McKinstry, I was just looking at, he's got a 491 CX WOBA against fastballs, 333 ISO against fastball. So I like McKinstry here as a decent dart only GDP, but don't sleep on him. On the St. Louis side, going up against Justin Steele, we've seen Justin Steele do really well sometimes, but when he gets in trouble quick, and he doesn't loses it. Cardinals are really good stack tonight. One thing about Steele, ground ball pitcher, 52% ground ball pitcher. Now, we all know about the cards, who you want. I mean, the Goldies, Arenado, Dylan Carlson's in a good spot tonight. Paul DeJong, is it DeJong, Eric? I always call him DeJong. I think it's DeJong, right? All those guys are in play right from 1 through 5. All Wobas against lefties, all over 400. Yeah. Pujols, Arenado, Goldschmidt, O'Neal, Carlson. You can stack this game up right from 1 through 5, 1 through 4, or roll it around, starting out with Tommy Edman, maybe a steal, and going Edman, Carlson, O'Neal, goalie, something like that. So Steele I'm not using, but he could surprise you. McCullough I'm really not using, but he's definitely a solid pitcher, especially against the Cubs. McCullough could probably get you. Here I'm blowing a poor guy up. His logs 20 DK. He'll get you 20 DK. Besides Great America Small Park, where he got bitch slapped by the Reds. He's had a good game against Washington, good game against Cincinnati, good game against Philadelphia. So 3 of his last 4 starts have been decent. Okay, that is that game. Then we have the Oakland Dodger game. That's the Ohtani game. Now, if you want to be different, if you're running 20 tournament lineups, throw in an A stack because Ohtani is going to be mega owned. We've seen chances against the A's, is it going to implode? No. But we've seen when Ohtani implodes, he implodes. Now, if I'm going to run a really weird Oakland stack, it's all about Seth Brown. Seth Brown loves righties, 236 ISO on a year. We've seen the power Seth Brown has. Seth Brown, Steve Piscotty's another one of my favorite players. Get him in there, probably Laureano, and then I'll probably run back with not much. When you got Machine and Tony Kemp at top of your lineup, not much. So you can't fully stack the A's. But if you're going to stack them, Murphy, Brown, Laureano, Piscotty, something like that. Now, on the other side, the Angels are just as bad going against Caprillion. As James just said in the chat, Caprillion actually is not as bad, not been pitching bad lately, but still on a season, 5.89 xFIP, horrible. 5.89 xFIP you can't get much worse than that. 15% K rate, bad. 10.4% walk rate, bad. Giving it 44% fly ball rates, too bad. The Angels have a good team. One Angel I would play, Jared Walsh. This is Jared Walsh. Could come. He's not hitting righties like he did last year, but he's still a platoon type hitter. He could crush James Caprillion tonight. Definitely. Caprillion mainly throws a fastball to right-handed bats. Whoa. Turn around. To left-handed bats. Caprillion throws his fastball like 60% of the time. So lock in against. Now you're looking at fastballs. Jared Walsh, 402 WOBA, 446 CX WOBA, 253 ISO, 44% hard contact. Love Jared Walsh tonight. Jared Walsh actually is in a very good spot. He's not having the greatest season. If there's going to be any kind of a get right game, it would be tonight. But I'd have no problem in getting Jared. Probably not cash, as I said, because he's been hitting 090 over the last week, 160 over the last month. But this is a good get right spot for Walsh. One of the players that have been hitting really well is Rengifo for the Angels. This kid always gets on base. I've been playing him a lot, and it seems like he always seems to go through. I don't like his price anymore. His price now is up to 4,100, but he hits in the middle of the order, hitting 330 over the last week, 340 over the last month. Decent spots for Rengifo. I didn't look at any BVPs on the game at Fortis, but no BVPs to look at in this game. We went over the advanced metrics. So once again, we like Jared Walsh, Rengifo maybe. On the other side, if you're going to do a crazy stack, Seth Brown, definitely get him in there with Laureano, maybe Sean Murphy, something like that. This is kind of a dud game. You're just going to throw Ohtani here. Yeah, this poor Dylan Carlson. Talking about the chat here, poor Dylan Carlson. The problem is Carlson did nothing to get all this attention now he's getting for that stupid for them turning down Soto, and Carlson's going to be labeled this now for his entire career. People are always going to talk about that he's the guy that Cardinals held back from getting Juan Soto. I don't know about that. Okay, so Woba. Actually, I look in Don Day. Look in the YFC. I pinned in the YFC Premium MLB room. I pinned the numbers up there. Look at the up top of the page. Pins. I have it pinned. Woba over 400 is excellent. ISO over usually over like ISO. Excellent is 250. Woba excellent is 400. WRC plus excellent is 160. But I pinned it in the room. 400 Woba, 250 ISO, and 160 WRC plus. All right. What's the next game? I'm not used to going this game by game. It's not bad, I guess, on say like this. Colorado at Padres, Blake Snell game. We all know Blake Snell. I'm a Snell truther. I really think when Blake Snell's on, he can be one of the best pitchers in baseball. He showed it in Tampa. The kid's got mega talent, but control issues. 13% walk rate, 457 xFIP, but a 30% K rate, 29.3. Like Snell tonight, one of my top GBP plays. On the other side, if you're going to play anybody, you're looking at Grichuk. If I'm playing one player on the Rockies, is Randall Grichuk. 232 ISO, 364 Woba, 50% hard contact against lefties. Boom. Grichuk would be the main guy by stacks. And then I'm looking at, I would do like a Crone Rogers Grichuk right in the middle there against Snell for GBPs. I'm not interested in any other Rocky, really, beside that. We probably have some BVP data going up against Snell, but one guy, Grichuk, obviously does not hit well against Snell. He's 4 for 26. Still a Grichuk, though. CJ Crone, 8 for 17 of Snell, 471 batting average. Not bad. Remember, I was probably coming from Coors. But so once again, Crone, Rogers, Grichuk, right in the middle of that order. That's all I'm looking at for the Rockies. On the Padres hitting side, I'm not even sure who's on the Padres anymore and who's there. But we know we got Soto, Machado, Josh Bell, Drury. So we're probably looking at Jurickson better be leading off. If not, I'm going to go crazy on the Padres. But Jurickson better be leading off. Against Chad Kuhl tonight, Jurickson is a switch hitter. He can hit righty. Chad Kuhl, 5.7 xFIP, 16.6 K rate, sucks. 9.9 walk rate, terrible. High fly ball hitter. Gets a lot of hard contact. Padres are in a good spot here. Jurickson leading off. Boom. Then you go to Soto. I'm assuming Soto, Machado, Josh Bell, and Drury. I'm assuming Cronenworth's going to be batting 6th. This is just me. What do I know? I'm assuming they have Drury 5th. Unless they flip-flop Drury, Cronenworth. Unless they went Cronenworth 2nd, Bell 5th. Be interesting to see if Drury even starts tonight. I mean, you got Will Myers there. You still got Trent Grisham. Really just see how this Padre team gels. Padres are going to be very popular tonight by just stacking. Because everybody wants to play the new toy with Soto and Bell, Machado. I'm not sure about their prices here. So I'm probably going to fade the Padres GBPs. I mean, I have one or two lineups maybe, but they're going to be so high owned. But they're in a good spot. Chad Kuhl has just been terrible. All right, so then now the next game we got is the last game, Dodgers-Giants. I think this is a sneaky game with GVPs because I really think Alex Cobb's in a good spot here. I mean, he'd be the only person on the planet that thinks that, but I mean, hear me out. I think over the last month, Cobb's got a 3.13 Sierra. Over the last month, 19% hard contact rate. That's awesome. And I said before, 60% ground ball rate, 60%. 19% hard contact. Now, it's the Dodgers. Yes, they could totally blow them up. They can score 30 runs, but a ground ball pitcher like Cobb can definitely keep the Dodgers at bay. 2 of his last 3 starts, he's been good. Now, once again, not telling anybody to use Alex Cobb in cash games, but I think he's in a decent spot. Great game against the Cubs last start, 30 DK points. He gave us 11 Ks, took the loss. He pitched against the same Dodger team at LA, threw 100 pitches though, but gave up 4 runs, struck out 6. So we know the Dodgers can score off him. And he still ended up with like 11, 12 DK points. 24 DK against Milwaukee. I like Cobb tonight as a contrarian GPP is going to be very, very low owned. On the other side, Julio Urias is going to be popular. He's this Giant team is watered down now. We already talked about him pitching. Urias is probably going to be the SP2 for cash, ownership wise. Now looking at some bats, of course we can always go. We all know about the Dodgers, and I'm gonna definitely if I run Cobb, I'm gonna definitely do a Dodger stack also. But if I'm playing Dodgers here against Cobb, against the ground ball pitcher, Freddie be my main guy. I love this Eltman kid in the lineup. He's a lefty. Joey Gallo. And James, if you're still watching, James laughed at me and made fun of me and hurt my feelings when I said that Gallo's gonna hit 9 home runs this month. Oh, you are still watching, aren't you? We gotta make a bet over that. That's a lot of home runs, double Gallo. Joey Gallo hit 9 home runs this month. You heard it here first. And you can say what you want, Jim. Okay, so I'm gonna make a lineup: Gallo, Outman, Free Freddy, and like Mookie Betts against Cobb. On the Giants side, ooh, that must be a big fun too. All that money you rake in from DFS, your kid be going to Harvard. If I'm going to put anybody on the Giants side against Urias, I'm looking at like a Joey Bart. Joey Bart hit a bomb last night. Like a Bart, David Villar, USF kid. David Villar quietly been hitting lefties. 251, 241 ISO, 418 WOBA. Now, once again, this is limited. This is a small sample size, but if I'm playing David Villar against lefties, 42% hard contact rate, and I got to play Wilmer Flores. Should be hitting cleanup tonight. Wilmer Flores, it's against the lefty, is a thing we say every day, and Wilmer Flores can definitely take Urias yard. Definitely take Urias yard. Ooh, I like Wilmer tonight. I'm looking at it. Urias throws a fastball like 50% of the time, and then a knuckle curve the other like 35% of the time to righties. And I'm telling you what, give me Wilmer Flores. 69% hard contact against knuckle curves. Flores. 220 ISO. Boom. He'll send that fastball, 347 ISO, 407.6 WOBA, 452 WOBA. Wilmer Flores is going yard against Urias tonight. I haven't made up a bet yet. We got to think of something. But I said that Joey Gallo is going to hit 9 home runs, at least 9 home runs in the month of August. And James laughed at me. And he did it publicly too on Twitter. Joey Gallo is going to, but he had a good point. You went from New York, you couldn't handle the pressure, now to LA, the other side of the country, the second biggest market in a cavernous stadium, a big stadium. But watch, Joey Gallo's going to get hot here. He's going to get hot. He hasn't got hot yet this season. Every season he goes on one of those rolls. It's coming. I know it. I feel it. Joey Gallo's going to hit 9 home runs in the month of August. All right, so I jumbled this whole show, but let's wrap this up. Roll through positions quick. Who we like? Pitchers right now, Ohtani or Urias is probably your cashy plays. If you don't want to go Urias, you can go. I'm seeing Peralta as an ownership. No way, because he's not stretched out. Snell. I may end up going Snell and Ohtani because I like that little bit of discount. I get Snell 7.9. Flores or Wong GBP? Flores. Wilmer Flores all the way. Flores first lefty is a thing. Timmy Anderson against lefty is a thing. Okay, so going around really quick. Catcher Will Smith's, Will Smith's probably your top play. We like Joey Bart. I think it's a good spot against Urias as a value. Wilson Contreras is back. First base, we're looking at Goldie, great spot. Worry about range. Freddie Freeman, good spot against Alex Cobb. Freeman crushes righties. We know Crone, good BBP against Snell. Jared Walsh, I mentioned as a top sneaky play. Get right spot against Cap. Second base, we got Brendan Rodgers, really good numbers against lefties. His advanced metrics are sky high right now. 246 ISO, 396 WOBA, 320 batting average. Rodgers, good spot. I said I love Wilmer Flores a second. Colton Wong, I mentioned before. Somebody has said that too. Also mentioned that. Mike Wong. Shortstop is O'Neal Cruz, good spot. Willie Adames, good spot. Third base, Arenado, Patrick Wisdom. I mentioned David Villar, sneaky. Of course, Machado. And then the outfield, your top overall plays is, I'm gonna get this Outman. If I don't, when I'm not pitching Cobb, I'm gonna play this Outman kid at 2K. Bet's a good spot. Randall Grichuk, not a good BVP against Snell, but Grichuk, Snell is the type of pitcher that Randall Grichuk should rake. I said the BBP's bad, but Grichuk's a good spot. The middle of that Rockies order, Grichuk and Crone could have a field day on Snell. Snell is the type of pitcher, I mean, no, he could shut you down, or we know once he loses command, it's all over. But I still like him for GBPs, and I'm going to play him probably more than most people. And that's pretty much it. If we're going to look at top stacks right now, we're looking at, the Brewers. We mentioned it. We started off the Brewers. All the numbers out for the Brewers tonight. They really are in a good spot here. Like, they should be raking this kid. And Adames, Tellez, Renfroe, Wong, Tyrone Taylor, they're all like 250 ISOs. So the Brewers, good spot. We all know the Dodgers always can score runs. I don't play the Dodgers much, but who else? Is there a team I'm missing? The Padres, of course. But I'm going to be off the Padres probably on GPs because everybody else is going to be playing them. Maybe Angels, but Caprilli's not been bad. So if I'm going to find a sneaky stack, it's probably going to be, I mentioned Pittsburgh, maybe Pittsburgh. They're not going to see Peralta for long, and middle that little order I think could be sneaky with O'Neill, Cruz, and Brian Reynolds. And Reynolds hits Peralta. Paul Zhang, yeah, we mentioned him. And I just keep playing that price. The Cards could feast. But I'm looking for a different team. It's hard in a 5-game slate. I'm gonna be different. So maybe the Cards would be the different team if anybody's going to the Padres tonight. Look at those numbers: Goldie, Arenado. Even we mentioned when we were talking about the game. Even Pujols. They definitely rake lefties. All right, I guess that's it. Oh, my home run call. What's your guys' home run calls? Mine's going to be, it's going to be, beside Wilmer Flores. Wilmer's my home run call, but my other, O'Neill Cruz. Wilmer Flores and O'Neill Cruz are my home run calls. And yes, if there's one weather spot at St. Louis, they're talking about possibly maybe getting like half the game. It sounds like the storm is coming later, so they're going to get at least the game started. So, but it's only 10 a.m. So, that's a stat I don't know. Good call, Sean, about Tellez homers in PNC Park. I don't have that in front of me, but if that's true, that's a good call then. And those Brewers are in a good spot. I think they're going to be high owned, but they all are in rake spots here. Definitely. I never had home away splits until James finally just showed me to him a good spot to get them. So, okay, I guess that's it, guys. Thanks. It's so once again, Don Day, Jerace is on right now. You can ask him right now about the cheat sheet. But we definitely have a cheat sheet for Maine. They're asking about it because FanDuel starts at 12, I guess. DK starts at 1. I only worry about DK. But they're asking about cheat sheets. What are you going to do? Is there going to be a cheat sheet for early? StatMuse? Why have I never heard of StatMuse? Interesting. StatMuse. I'll check it out. I use StatCast, but Eric off top plays for early. Once again, EPL show, 12:15 tomorrow. There you go, Don Day. The cheat sheet's already up. Thank you, Jerace. EPL show soccer tomorrow, 12:15. You get to hear me talk about soccer with Riley Drexler, Gervais. It's going to be a 3-man show. Looking forward to that. EPL starts this weekend, and it's all about MLB today. Early slate, late slate. Let's get it. And on that, I think we're out of here. Deuces.